To understand whether buying in 2026 makes sense, you have to see the bigger backdrop this reset is sitting inside. Canada's housing problem is not a feeling, it's math. CMHC has been modeling what it would take to get back to something like 2019 level affordability. Their latest work says this: to restore affordability by 2035, we would need to almost double the pace of building to around 430,000 to 480,000 new homes per year. And if we don't, Canada faces a housing supply gap of about 2.6 million homes by 2035. Most of that shortfall is in Ontario and BC, with smaller but still important gaps in Quebec and Alberta. At the same time, Ottawa's plan still brings in roughly 380,000 new permanent residents per year between 2026 and 2028. Temporary resident programs are being tightened to reduce numbers, and even then, we are still talking about several 100,000 people a year. And while we need more homes, a lot of builders are doing the opposite of ramping up. With today's rising construction costs, financing costs, and pricing, some projects simply don't make sense on paper. That means delays, pauses, or cancellations instead of the surge in new housing CMHC is calling for. Put that together, and the picture is pretty clear. We still need hundreds of thousands of new homes over the next decade. We are still adding hundreds of thousands of people every year. We are not building at the pace the Federal Housing Agency says we need. If we don't build enough and we keep adding people, the extra inventory you see in this 2026 reset does not sit on a shelf forever. It gets absorbed by end users buying homes to live in, by investors repositioning their portfolios, by renters competing for a limited number of units. Some CMHC scenarios, summarized by independent analysts, show one path where, if we keep building at the current pace, the average home price in Toronto could be around $1.95 million by 2035. That's roughly a 60% jump from 2024. In that same scenario, average rents across Canada rise by about 40% in 10 years. You are not required to believe that exact path, but it is one serious evidence-based view of what happens if we keep underbuilding while the population keeps growing. That's why I don't treat this softer 2026 market as a permanent new normal. It's a phase inside a long-term shortage. So instead of asking, will real estate ever go up again? The better question is, how do I want to live through the next 5 to 10 years of this story, as a renter, as an owner, or by staying exactly where I am?